Honey Heart C. Hello, Mini fans. Today we're going to be painting my dream horse. Oh, yay. Okay, we're going to be painting a Mare and Foal set today. So I actually got this painting kit in my Breyer grab bag at St. Patrick's Day time. So now we are going to be painting and making this super cool little set. So it looks really, really cool. You basically get a Mare and a Foal, and you can see them on the box here that they come completely blank, except for they actually have hair that you can actually brush that's black. It comes with 3 little paint pots and a paintbrush, and you can actually paint these horses to look like your own dream set of Mare and Foal, so you can make them look like any way you want. So I guess these are Paddock Pal size horses. So let's check them out. What do we have in here? It looks like we have, oh, there's the paintbrushes. The Foal and the Mare, and the instruction booklet of how you can actually paint them. Let's take a look here. They have recommendations if you want to do a roan or pintos, Appaloosas, how to do dappling, some Appaloosa little details. Cool. All right, let's check out the horses. Ooh, what is she gonna look like? Here is the Mare. Ooh, oh wow. Oh, look at her tail. Her tail is super duper long. Just take this off. Oh, that tail is mega long and silky soft. So here she is next to one of my other Paddock Pals that I have. Let's check out her little foal, her little tiny baby, who looks just like Mom with super long hair. Let this tail go. Whoop, there we go. Ooh, wow. Okay, so these two are really cool. So they are blank and primed and ready to be painted. So I have the little paint pots here. So we have white, black, and brown, and a little mini paintbrush. Very small and mini. Perfect. Now, of course, they can be painted any way, except for, you know, their tails and mane will always be black, so kind of keep that in mind, so you couldn't do a Palomino. Okay, and you only have these 3 colors to work with. Okay, to get started, I want to protect their manes and tails from the paint. So you see how it's like kind of going on their neck? Not good if I'm trying to paint a neck, so I'm going to use one of these little stretchy bands here, and I'm just going to get this hair out of the way for now, like that. Get all of this beautiful hair out of the way. All right, now their hair is, for the most part, kept out of the way. Now we're ready to get painting, so I think they would look really beautiful as pintos. Maybe the mom is gonna be a little bit darker than her beautiful little baby. So I'm gonna open up the black. Woo! Got it on my finger! It's okay, it's all good. Woo. I'm going to use some of this black paint that kind of spilled right around here. There we go. All right, paint mom. We're gonna give her a really big blaze down her face. And I'm just going to trace out exactly where I want some of her little white patches to be. So maybe we'll give her one like right here on her neck, just kind of a cool little marking. And I'll just paint around it. Paint her ears. Carefully paint where her hair is. Very carefully. That's going to be the main trick of this whole entire set, is painting around all of their hair. And I want to do one side at a time. So very carefully paint right here around. Oh, so carefully. I don't want to get any paint in her actual hair, because then it won't be so silky soft anymore. Even though you can probably easily get it out with this acrylic paint, why risk it? So carefully drag that paintbrush as close to the edge as I can while holding her mane back like that. Now you can get that nice crisp line. All right, Mom is looking good on one side of her. Now we'll just keep adding in a lot of white patches on her. So maybe we'll give her a big jumbo white patch here. Kind of goes over to her shoulder, down under her belly. And just fill in the area. This paint is so super duper smooth. Probably only have to do 1 coat of the black paint. That's really cool. We'll give another really big patch of white. So move all these scraggly pieces back. They're a little loose in her little ponytail. And this piece will give her a really high stocking here. And maybe only a semi-high stocking on this side. Not as high as this front leg. Paint it any way you want. Go around this leg, and again, being very careful as I go right here next to her tail. I do not want to get any paint in her tail. Nobody wants paint in their hair. So careful. Woo! All right, so there there's one side of her painted. So I'm gonna let this dry before working on the other side of her, which is completely blank still. Go ahead and let her dry. All right, so side one of her is all painted. Now we're gonna have her move on over like that. Now we get to create a whole pattern on this side of her. Ooh, what is it gonna be? I don't even know. Okay, so on this side of her, we put a little neck pattern. So we'll add another neck little pattern on, but let's have it kind of come up from this side of her neck. We'll have like a little pattern, maybe creep right on up here like that. Maybe kind of creep on down like that. Create a little kind of cool little marking on her. Fill in all of this area here. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. And I really like this high stocking on her, so I think I'm gonna do the same thing on this leg. Which, matter of fact, let's just have it kind of go right on up here like that, because it's so high up. That's a super duper high leg. Ba, 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 ba. I'm gonna paint very close to her neck now, careful. So I'm just going to take my time painting very close. Do not get any paint in that hair. She does not want paint in her mane. The only mane we want to paint is the main part of her neck or her main body. That's looking pretty good, so just let that paintbrush glide, glide, glide. Woo, awesome! Whoop, a little bit there. Gonna paint the rest of her face. I'm gonna still keep this blaze on her face. Oh, she is so cute and sweet. Ooh, these two white marks look really good on her, actually. I actually like both of them. She's got a patch right here by her nose. There we go. I might just keep those two little patches. I think they're kind of cool. All right, and then we'll do another marking. Do one more big one right here on her back. Just kind of trace out whatever pattern. And of course, if I wanted to put back any of these white markings, I can just go back in with the white and repaint them back on. Not a problem. Just cover her belly. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm gonna carefully work on her tail. So I'm gonna take all this hair, move it back, and paint, paint, paint. I know she's like upside down being painted. Whatever it takes for me not to get paint in her hair. Actually, I like those markings on her. My little random patches I'm really liking. And now the rest of her leg. Okay, she's looking so good. I am so happy with this beautiful mare. All right, I'm gonna let her dry. Now we're gonna clean up some of these white areas by actually adding in white paint. So I'm just gonna go over each one of these markings and just add in the white coloring just so it's nice and bright color. You can already see just how bright this white paint is. And this way I can like totally customize exactly how I want her markings to be. I can move it out a little bit more or any way I want. There's one little marking on her. So I'm just gonna go around each and every single one of them and paint right over it. Painting on your markings. Paint her beautiful, beautiful face. Now, of course, I could have just left it with the bare plastic. But I like going back in and just adding a little bit extra little spots and details and patches. There we go. And of course, paint her legs. All right, now I'm gonna put a second coat just to make sure it's nice and smooth. Super duper smooth, smooth, smooth. All right, Mama's looking great, so I'm gonna put her off to the side and we're gonna start working on her baby. So with this foal, I think I'm gonna paint her just a touch lighter than Mom. So I have another piece of some wax paper. This is where I'm gonna mix my colors at. So I'm gonna open up, the brown with the black. I spilt it. Okay, that's fine. That works. I was gonna take some out anyways. So I'm gonna take some black and I'm going to mix it into the brown. So it's not a pure pitch black like Mom. Baby has a little bit of a color. There we go. Just wanted something just a little touch different. All right, now we're gonna paint Baby. And I think she is gonna have similar spots to Mom, but I think she's gonna have a little bit more white. So I'm just going to paint some areas that I think that she should be dark, like on her mane. Her mane should be dark because if there was any white on it, then she would have some white hair going over those white patches, but her hair is all black. Carefully paint. I think is gonna have a little covered spot here where her eye is colored. Kind of a little interesting pattern on her. And she's gonna have a little spot on her neck. I'm gonna mix a little bit more brown in here, kind of get a little bit more of a brown. There we go. Yeah, I think Baby's gonna look like Dad just a little bit more. With her little markings that she has. So there's one side of her. So I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to let her dry. All right, now we're gonna paint the other side of her. So I'm gonna mix up some more paint, lots of black, mix some brown in there too. Okay, so now I have her look here on one side. Now we're gonna turn her around and I'm gonna paint the other side of her face. Get that ear painted. And again, I'm gonna be very, very careful painting around her hair. Do not want to get paint in her mane. So careful. Very careful. All right, good. Now I can start painting whatever markings I want on her. Maybe I'll have a little patch go around her right here, a little bit on her shoulder, a little marking right here on her leg, and maybe a little patch right here across her back. There we go. There's her little markings. Perfect. How about a tiny little marking right here on her too? Just a cute little spot. All right, now I'm gonna let her dry. All right, let's check out this baby. Oh, she looks so good. You know what, you guys? I think I'm gonna keep her with the unpainted white. I think her coat pattern looks really good how she is. And that way you can kind of see this is what it looks like when you paint in the white patches versus if you leave her unpainted. So you can kind of see the two different little techniques here. I think they look great like this. They're so cute. They need their hooves done. So I'm gonna take some white and I'm gonna take a little bit of this brown, flip my wax paper over so I can use this side, a little touch of brown, a little bit more white. I wanna use more white than brown to get this really cool little peachy color. It's kind of like a natural hoof color. All right, Mama, you're gonna get your hooves painted. Just kind of let the paintbrush do the gliding. Glide, glide, glide. There's one hoof. And of course, you can add stripies. You can do anything you want to their hooves. Like I said, it's totally a creative project. And baby's gonna have the same natural colored hooves. It's just now we gotta paint it a little bit smaller. Just let that paintbrush do the gliding. See? And then look at how cool the hoof looks. Now if I dip in even more white and add it to my peach, now this has the perfect little muzzle color for just a slight little pinking on their nose. So I'm gonna really water down my brush, add lots of water to it, and with Mom, I'm just going to put on some pink on her nose. And then dab it on a paper towel and then just kind of wipe it around. Will give a really cool little pinking effect on her. See what I'm talking about? Same thing with little baby, but she's gonna look a little bit different because she doesn't have the white painted on her. So I kind of have to get it really in there. A little tiny pink muzzle. Now to give their eyes some definition, I'm going to paint in some of this little tiny crescent of white, just like on this classic that I have. So I'm gonna take my paintbrush, I'm gonna dip it in just a tiny, tiny touch of white. And I wanna be super duper careful how I do this. And I'm very, very carefully am just going to color in. Do not want to have too much paint on my brush. There we go. Woo! All right, there is one eye that she has. And just kind of wipe some off on the wax paper if you think it's too much on your brush. All right, there's another eye. And the little baby, just a little bit. Little tiny baby eye. Ooh, this hair. There we go. So now the baby has a little face. Okay, let's take their little hair bands out and check out these two cuties. Oh, look at the little foal. And Mama definitely wants her hair down. We'll take it out of this little, oh, there we go. And her beautiful long tail. Come on out of that rubber band. Whoop. Oh my, they are so precious. Oh, they are so absolutely sweet, this little Mare and Foal set. This set was so fun. I really, really liked it. They look so precious together. They're so cute. Their little faces, oh, and that brushable, super long curly hair. Let me brush their hair out. Oh, that is just so soft. Breyer should totally make these brushable ponies again. I know that they did make them like way back in the day, but this is so cute. They so should. I love these. Oh, the little baby. Oh, the little ears back. She's just so precious looking. I'm in love with this set. Here they are as the box version. Of course, I painted my own way. Really cool, really awesome. I love this set. The paints worked really great. It only needed 1 coat of black for the mare and 2 coats of white for her to get that white coloring really good. And the baby did really, really, really good also with the coloring. And the paintbrush hung in there pretty well too. Okay, if you mini fans happen to pick up this My Dream Horse Mare and Foal painting kit and paint it, please send me the pictures or the video. Just send me the link on YouTube. I would absolutely love to see what you decided to paint. I'm in love with this set. I can't believe it how much I love them. Kind of reminds me of these little pony gal ones. Okay, they're just really, really sweet. I hope you minis enjoyed this video. Gallop on over to my next video. Stay amazing, 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 and bye, Minnie! All right, mini fans, I cannot remember. Did I paint the white or the black on this mare first? Do you remember? What? You know the answer? You do? Well, what is it?